So I'm having a full day of just wanting to share all of my experiences on here with you guys. So I've had these recent experiences where I've never been one to like see spaceships or that sort of thing, and I've seen people online being like, look, like there's a spaceship, like I saw this and I saw this, and I'm part of me like, is it really real? And part of me is like, why don't I see that? Anyways, in the past 2 weeks I've actually had multiple like experiences of seeing things in the sky that are sort of weird and trippy, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to share my experience of that. Whether or not you feel it's real, that's okay. I'm just going to freely express and share what my recent experience is, because I feel like it can be validating to just hear people's different perspectives and experiences, and it's important to be just authentic and sharing my real life views and how I'm experiencing life in this current phase that I'm in. So I was at a sort of like a Buschdorf, or like a festival, like a music festival there was like yoga there, and there was, like I actually did like an energy sound healing with my friend who does crystal bowls, and we did that together, and she had a stall and we're doing like light language and that sort of thing. So it was really beautiful. And there was this one night, maybe like the second night we were there. Anyways, we were sort of like having these really cool, trippy conversations about spaceships and all this sort of thing. And the first thing that happened was we sort of started talking about spaceships. And then the music from the stage in the background, like instantly after we started talking about that and opening up like that space, the song was like, spaceships, spaceships. And my friend was like, did you hear that? Like, they just said that. Anyways, and then later on in the night, I'll go in chronological order. So I was feeling really tapped in and tuned in that night. Like, it was really beautiful. We sort of did like this not planned healing guided visualization for this new friend that we made, and it was really beautiful, and he was like so grateful, and it was really like I could feel it in his energy that it was like really shifting things for him subconsciously and energetically, and just like really bringing in like his soul's essence like into like his physical body to be more embodied. And it was a really beautiful like experience for all of us. And anyways, I had a moment where I was sort of just chilling by myself. I went to get something from the tent or something, and then I was just like sort of like looking up at the sky, and like I sort of focused on this one star, and I was like, I think my star family is like wanting to connect with me. Like, whether you believe in that sort of thing or not, I'm just sharing my own sort of thing. I'm feeling awkward about sharing this, but I feel like who fucking cares? It's fine. So anyways, I was looking up and I was like, oh, like my star family is like wanting to like connect with me. And then I was sort of like staring at this one specific star and just was like I was receiving energy, and they were like opening me up. And it was like a beautiful moment. And then my phone went in my hand, and it was like, oh, okay, like, oh, and the song that was playing in that moment was like, take me away, like the song was like, take me away sort of thing. Like, if you think of like a spaceship, like they take you away in a spaceship, that was the song. And anyways, that was playing like in that moment. And then my phone buzzed, and I was like, oh, okay, there's still earth things to do. Like, there's still things on earth. Like, I didn't have to be taken away. Like, I'm here on earth, like, because I'm here on earth on purpose, like for a reason. Like, I'm here to be on earth. Anyway, my phone buzzed, and it was my friend who actually did like a channeling course with, and in his name it says channel like on my phone. Anyways, and that was really cool. And then we sort of connected, and we were talking on the phone, and we hadn't spoken in like multiple years. And anyways, then there was this moment where I was like, oh, like, look at the moon, it's so beautiful. So then he went outside, and we were on the phone, and we were both really far away. We were both looking at the moon. And then my two friends that I was there with were there next to me too. And we were all looking at the moon, and right next to the moon there was this little star, but it was like moving around like this. And my friend was like, is it a plane? I'm like, it's not a plane, because my friend's on the phone and he can see it, and he's like 3 hours away. Like, he wasn't near. It was like this little thing like going like this, and we were like, wait, is that like a spaceship or like a space being, like, or something cool like doing that? So that was like my first experience seeing something weird moving in the sky that I would call like some sort of star being or a spaceship or something like weird and cool like that. And then later on in the night, after I was like off the phone and everything, like me and my friends, we saw like this star, but it was like changing colors. It was like really like green, blue, like it was sort of like changing colors, and I have a video of it, and I was like, oh, it's like dancing to the music. It was like going like, sort of looked like it was vibing to the music. And I think my friend's seen that same star before. I don't know if, is that like a star that changes color? If anyone knows, like you can let me know in the comments. But anyways, so that was cool too. And then, yeah, and then we had another moment where, yeah, I actually brought like my friend that I was there with and my friend that was on the phone. I was like, let's all hang out, because like, you know, I feel like we'll really vibe and we're all into similar things, and I feel like we'll really connect and it will be really beautiful. So I had them over and we were sitting outside, and it was on the 11th of the 11th, so like we did like a little 11/11 activation thing like for ourselves, and we were, yeah, that was just really beautiful, like in my front yard. And we sort of looked up into the sky and they saw like this another like moving little thing in the thing, and that in that moment I was like, is it real? I don't know. It was sort of like behind the trees. But anyways, they were both seeing that and like, wow, like that's cool. And then another thing. I was hanging out with the friend that I was on the phone with, and we were hanging out in the city, and we were sitting in a park next to the water, and we were sort of doing this healing for me, like on my heart. Like we were sort of doing that, and we were doing like some sananga and like it's just like stuff that you put in your eyes, which I'd never done before, and I only did it for the first time recently, and it like stings your eyes, but it's like for clarity and that sort of thing. And it wasn't a very strong one, which I was grateful for, because yeah, I was like a good first opening to it, like where it wasn't too intense, but like it was still like I was still breaking past that fear barrier of the pain, and I was still doing it. So anyway, we did that, and then after that we were doing like this healing, and it was sort of focused on my heart chakra, and then we were just sort of talking and chatting and everything. And then and he's someone that has had like UFO sightings, like a lot of them, like he's had them for years, and I wasn't someone that's seen them. But anyways, I sort of looked up to the clouds, and there were these like three sort of lights, like that sort of shape, like that, and they were sort of traveling like this, and I was like, is that a plane? I sort of looked at it, I was like, I don't think that's a plane, like what the hell? And then it sort of went behind the clouds, and then when it came out the other side, like the lights weren't there anymore, and it sort of took on like this sort of wing shape, and then it sort of like flew off, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was like really cool and weird, and it was like he didn't really see it, like I was facing it and he wasn't really facing it, and then he sort of saw it but he didn't really see it. And then I was like, is that like a weird UFO or like something weird? Like I don't know, it was just really cool, and it was sort of like this interesting moment because he's the one that always sees them, but then I actually saw one that he didn't really like connect with it. But anyways, so those are pretty much like my recent experiences in like the past 2 weeks, week and a half, basically. 2 weeks? I don't know, but just in recent times. And it's just cool. And yeah, and then we've been having all these realizations and doing sessions with each other where we're realizing like, wow, like we're connected on like that soul level, where it's like we're actually here on earth to like connect, and it's like if you believe in like that we live in like cosmic realms as well, and then it's like we choose to come to earth to like chill and hang out and have some sort of like a purpose or a mission on earth as well. It's like we were just realizing like, wow, we're actually like connected on that level, and this is like our star family like connecting with us. So have you ever seen any weird things in the sky that don't look like planes, that don't flash like planes, and that don't sort of stay still like stars, and you're just like, what the fuck is that thing? Have you like had any UFO sightings that are super, like, have you ever had any ET experiences? I'm very curious to know actually like what you guys have experienced, whether you think that's a thing, like do you think that's real? Do you think I'm fucking crazy? I would love to know actually, to be honest, what people think about this, because yeah, I'm just sort of opening up, and I'm opening up to life and opening up my perspective and my perception past preconceived notions of like what things can be. And it's exciting and it's fun, and you know, I'm not taking it too far and not being integrated and embodied like in my physical life. I'm like, no, like being grounded in life is important too, taking care of all the physical things, but let's like, for me, I'm like, let's like expand past it and allow possibilities to be real or to be possible. And so that's where I'm at right now. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I love you.